Hi, everyone. I'm Charlene Shirk, and welcome to Digital Champions, where we speak to some of the most innovative thinkers in the digital space. And joining us today is my co-host, for all the way out from Santa Cruz, California, is Jared Brick. Good to see you, Jared.
Thanks for having me back, Charlene. Always fun.
Oh, love to do this with you. And all the way from Lagos, Nigeria, and I hope I'm saying it right, is Lotus Felix with Lotusbrains Studio. Lotus, thanks so much for joining us today.
Yeah, I really appreciate that, Charlene. Thanks for bringing me up, bud.
Oh, we're happy to have you. So tell us what you do there at Lotusbrains Studio.
Yeah, so Lotusbrains Studios takes an innovative approach to video creation, kind of video marketing. The traditional marketing space is kind of getting saturated with boring, stale videos. Today it's becoming the norm to just throw out video content like online. You really don't bothering to care about the emotional specifics of the video. So what we're actually doing is trying to take an innovative approach to video marketing. We want to garnish video creation with humor. We want videos that emotionally resonate with the audience. So we're kind of trying to get businesses to better sentimentally connect with their audience via hilarious animated marketing videos.
Awesome. I love that. And being a media creator myself, I love hearing others. So how do you get over the hurdle of convincing clients to use comedy for video? What's that like?
Yeah, Jared, you can actually agree with me that if you get to relate with a stranger with a nice sense of humor, you tend to naturally gravitate toward that individual after sharing a couple of laughter. You just tell them to feel free. So it's actually the same philosophy in marketing. You get to weather or suppress the initial bias skepticism with humor, like get to put something at it that actually gets them laughing, but not just laughing enough to open their wallet and take action.
And so when you're working with clients, what do you think is your secret sauce or your speciality as a studio that you guys do differently? What do you guys do?
Yeah, fundamentally, we don't just treat customers as money bags. We treat them as humans first before being buyers. So we tend to create content that fundamentally appeals to the emotional person. That's the significant advantage of humor. Humor tends to make people feel less on the defensive, like makes them drop their guard, get to laugh, get to feel at home, and more open to taking action.
Well, one of the other things you do, other than just comedy, is your whiteboard animation. And that's kind of creating an infographic that really is supposed to break down complex ideas and help people understand, very complex. So we're not just making, funny videos that are memorable, but really helping people understand tough issues. How do you guys figure that out? How do you, it's one thing to sit down and have a client explain, okay, we have this, and then your team has to sit down and go, okay, how do we make this easy to understand?
Yeah, so it's about creating that special, delicate balance between conciseness, simplicity, and fun. Especially when we get to work with companies from the XCX space, like the software as a service space that actually have technical products. We want to speak their message or kind of transmit their message in a simplistic, everyday language. Get to break complex concepts down to the everyday user, because at the end of the day, all your customers or all your audience, they don't have an IQ of 200 plus. They are just every normal guys on the street, but you want their dollars, right? So you speak in their language, create these visual specifics or creatives that are very, very easy to digest and are as concise and funny as possible.
You always want to be funny. Did you ever have somebody say, I don't find the humor in this? Have you ever had that happen? And what did you do?
Yeah, Charlie, if you actually understand, the marketing space is fast evolving. Back those days, we tend to say, okay, B2B marketing has to be boring, put on your suit, frown at your customers, tend to appear professional. But those days are actually going way over. If you get to look on TikTok, the most resounding content are actually funny, exciting content, So it's not a crime, it's not criminal to infuse a bit of humor into marketing so long it is strategically and concisely done well. So I fundamentally believe, and we've actually seen results, that people tend to buy more and take action when they feel free with you, thanks to your humorous approach to selling.
I've got one more for you. So as a creator, do you have a platform that you're really excited about, and why do you love it?
For now, we tend to focus more of our attention on LinkedIn because we want to really disrupt that rhetoric that B2B marketing has to be strict and boring. So for now, we're more focusing on LinkedIn because also most of the people who actually target, they're more of senior executive decision makers. They're not really on TikTok, neither are they really much on Instagram. So we're trying to actually meet them at their destination and trying to, communicate our message to them as well on LinkedIn for now.
All right, Lotus, as we wrap up, tell me your one tip. If somebody out there is trying to be creative, they're trying to come up with that post that's going to grab attention, how do they find that sweet spot that's funny and not offensive? Because we got to walk a fine line sometimes, too.
Yeah, the lane is getting tighter by the moment. So you just have to get to understand the person. Charlene, people are different, audiences are different. So a lot comes into audience research, customer research. What are they comfortable with? There are just some persons that have their own emotional specifics. So you try to study your audience, study the target, and try to streamline and calibrate your visual creatives to the specifics of that audience. So creativity, but metered against audience demographics.
And know your audience. At the end of the day, it's all about knowing your audience. Well, Lotus, thank you so much for joining us all the way from Nigeria and helping us. And that big smile you have. Oh, thank you so much for bringing that and shining that smile on our day today.
All right. Thank you very much. All right. Thank you, Charlene. I really appreciate the time. Please. Thanks for the opportunity as well.
Oh, it was a pleasure. And Jared, so good to see you.
Yep, it's awesome to cover the whole world in one show, Charlene.
I know,
Thanks for having us,
Lotus. All right, folks, if you'd like to check out some of Lotus's videos, and they are very funny, start by going to dailyedbrief.com. Well, I'm Charlene Trick. Thanks so much for joining us for this episode of Digital Champions, and we look forward to learning something new with you next time.
Simplify presents Addressable CTV, combining the power of TV with the targeting and attribution of digital. Simplify's Addressable CTV delivers massive reach with the ability to scale without sacrificing precision. TV buyers can generate incremental reach with household-level targeting, frequency controls, reporting, and insights. To learn more about Simplify's Addressable CTV and what it can do for your clients, visit simply.fi.